In less than 3 years, this stand-up comedian and actor has made a large splash in the Vancouver comedy scene with her sassy stage presence and unique point of view. In her first year of stand-up, this Tokyo-born newcomer has performed in 6 different countries, including USA, Australia, England, Germany, Japan, and Canada. And she was also a finalist in the 2016 and 17 Yuck Off competition. Yumi is also an accomplished actress and has many acting credits to her name, including The Man in the High Castle and James Hudson's The Dark Harvest.
Very funny. Make it for welcome Miss Yumi Nagashima.
A little bit introduction about myself. My name is Yumi, like you and me. And last night I had a dream of getting spanked by Mel Gibson. And 2 nights ago I had a nightmare of getting adopted by Woody Allen.
Welcome back, vlog or podcast, depending on where you're listening or watching this. Today we're at AJ's Brooklyn Pizza Joint, and we have Yumi. She's a stand-up comedian, an actress, or actor, here in Vancouver. And yeah, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime. What is your biggest dream or goal for your career?
Career. I have like 2 big goals. One is to become a SNL cast member.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the other one is to perform a sold-out show at Apollo Theater in New York.
Well, you're setting the bar very high.
Yeah, very, very high. Like obviously, like becoming a SNL cast member is like one of the dream of many comedians. Yeah.
What has been your favorite moment so far as a comedian?
As a comedian, I have so many favorite moments, but if I have to pick one, it will be October 21st, 2017.
What happened that day?
It's like I was performing stand-up comedy show at a comedy club called Sonar Comedy Club in Prince George.
Prince George.
Yeah, and then for the very first time, as a comedian, I received standing ovation.
Oh wow! So
Yeah.
how did that make you feel?
It felt amazing. I think standing ovation is like the most pure form of love you can get from audience as a performer. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Did you get goosebumps?
Yeah, well, like I was like, oh my gosh, like teary and stuff. Yeah.
What is it about? What is it about comedy that you love? Like, what aspect of it?
I think I'm like so addicted to it because like it's interactive. Like you say something and then audience laugh, and then you kind of have to wait till they stop laughing, and you say, and it's like creating like a thing together with audience, and it's always different. And then when it goes really well, like you can get standing ovation, and it's like really there's like magical moments of live performance.
When you talk about the highs and the magical moments, what's it feel like when nothing happens, or when someone's? So, what does it feel like when? Have you ever been booed before?
No.
You've never been heckled? The audiences have been nice?
Yeah, I have been lucky, I guess. Like I never have been booed.
But is there something, a time when maybe a joke doesn't go over the audience too well, and you just kind of like a...
Oh yeah, I sometimes have
crickets?
like the moment like I don't get the reaction I was expecting, but like, you know, like I just like move on. Okay, fine, like next. Yeah.
Make a mental note.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
How do you feel when you're on stage?
Oh, when I am on stage, I feel like really powerful. I feel strong and confident, and somewhat I feel like really sexy and attractive.
What are the biggest misconceptions about stand-up comedy or stand-up comedians?
Yeah, I think one of the things is like people think like stand-up comedians are funny and on like 24/7. Like off stage, they still expect like me to be like funny. Like, oh, you're a comedian, you say something
Entertain
funny.
me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Tell me a joke.
Yeah, and sometimes I say, no, I don't feel funny today. Just human. Yeah.
So it's almost like you know this too as an actress, an actor. People always want to know what have you been in? What list off your resume for me right now, kind of thing, or just so.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar.
Yeah. Exactly. Totally. Yeah.
It sounds like you've been traveling a lot. What's the best part of traveling and the different towns, cities, and countries doing comedy?
I think like the best thing is like you get to go like new places, and then you can meet like new people, and then one of my favorite things to do is like go to museums like before the shows, so that I can learn as much as possible about like their history or culture, so that I can get a little bit of like sense of like what my audience will be.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
different. I had never heard that before.
Yeah, it's really fun. And sometimes, the references, that your joke of reference doesn't work. Depends on where you're performing. So like you have to do some research beforehand. Yeah.
Wow. Can you name some places that you've been, like some memorable ones that that stick out in your mind?
Yeah. London in England, and Berlin, Germany, and New York, and Adelaide, Australia.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You've been around.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Yeah.
Do you have a target audience in mind when you're honing your act?
Yes, I do actually. Like ideally, I want everybody to enjoy my joke, but like specifically, I write jokes for female, to empower female, and like more so like I want empower other Asian female.
Empower it, for sure.
Yeah.
Who are some of your role models, or who are some of your mentors or favorite comedians?
Okay, my favorite comedian is Wanda Sykes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah, she's great. I just find her voice is so funny. Like, it doesn't matter what she's saying, it's just so funny. Yeah.
It's just the rhythm in her voice and her delivery is
She's
great.
yeah.
Your act is not very politically correct.
I really wish my boyfriend can gently support my clitoris 24/7 with his hands, like a little pad to a little hamster. Because when I am sad, my clitoris gets cold. Like a little frozen edamame.
What are your thoughts on today's PC environment and in comedy? Basically, do you find it's affecting comedians, their acts, or what's your take on that whole PC thing?
I do have to say, like, Vancouver audience is more on like uptight like PC audience, like compared to like other countries.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it is challenging,
Yeah.
more challenging for comedians, but at the same time, it's kind of like makes you think like, okay, so I can't talk about this and I can't talk about that. Then what can like be funny like in your daily lives, like, and it still like could be family friendly, and then like doesn't have to hurt like any people's feelings, and then it's kind of like train you to be like think in a different direction.
Do you think you're able to get away with a little more being Japanese and a female instead of a white male? I guess you're allowed to say. It's a bit of a broader.
Yeah, I totally do.
Yeah.
I kind of know
Yeah.
it about myself. Like, yeah.
How does people's perceptions play a role in your onstage persona?
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like I kind of know like people tend to think like Japanese people, like a stereotype is like submissive, shy, innocent.
Very polite.
Yeah, and polite. And then so I kind of use that, like look like really polite and like konnichiwa.
So you
and
draw them in. And
yeah, and then like, it's kind of like whoa, like it's like outrageous kind of thing. I do use
great.
that. Yeah, yeah.
What challenges have you faced so far as a woman in comedy? It's a bit of a boys' club.
Yeah, exactly. And then like I feel like once the bookers see my act, that they feel very comfortable to book me. But like the first like opportunity to get on the stage, like it's kind of like hard, like a little bit more hard. I feel like we have less credibility as like funny comedian. Yeah.
Any thoughts on how do we change that perception, or it's just the way it is, or like what steps can we do to like? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think only thing what I can do is just to be consistent. Just show up, do your set, and kill like consistently. And then that's like the only way I can build my credibility as a comedian.
Well, how long have you been doing this for? How long have you been doing stand-up?
2 years and 3 months.
Nice.
Yeah.
A long way.
Yeah.
How about your acting career? How long have you been acting?
I have been acting for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you find stand-up has helped your acting career, or helped you like with auditions?
Oh yes, it's actually like because I had like acting training beforehand. I feel more comfortable on stage when I do stand-up. And then because like I'm like doing stand-up comedy, like when I do auditions, and I feel like really comfortable in front of just one camera.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
it's
they
like
complement each other.
yeah,
really
it's
well.
totally working. Yeah.
That's why really good comics make good actors, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
What advice can you give to other women and trying to be a stand-up comedian?
Right. I would say one thing is to be authentic to yourself. Like I said, like I write jokes specifically like for female, and what I'm trying to do is like to break through the glass ceilings of stereotypes or gender roles, and then I want to inspire other female to be authentic. And then that's the one thing like you can really stand out, like be authentic, true to your voice. And then my advice is to just know you weren't born to live small. You weren't born to live like to fit in. Like you were born to stand out. You are born to like speak up and live out loud and live your life to the fullest. So just be authentic to yourself, like be yourself.
Would that be your advice to any stand-up, no matter what race or gender?
Actually, yeah, to everybody. That be confident and know your voice is valid. Your opinion matters.
What would you say your routine is when you're writing a new set or a new bit, a new joke? What's your process like?
Process is like first I kind of like look for like premise, and then like this might be funny, or like this might not funny, and then I make like funny setup, and then like what would be the surprising punchline to it kind of thing.
Where can people see your bit on your show here in Vancouver?
Oh, Vancouver is I perform at the Comedy Mix and Yak Yaks mostly. So those two are my favorite comedy clubs in Vancouver.
What can we expect from you in the near future?
What can you?
What can our viewers want to see you? Like, what do you have on the horizon? What do you have coming down the
Oh,
pipeline?
right. Good. Oh, actually, like I just wanted to tell you, I just found out that I got in Winnipeg Comedy Festival.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
When is that?
So we will be filming on April 12th in Winnipeg, and then it's gonna be aired on CBC.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's good. That's massive.
Yeah, I'm like really excited. Finally, my mother will be proud.
Exactly. Right.
Exactly.
Does that play the parents being proud thing? Does that motivate you at all?
You know what? It's kind of like funny because it's good and bad. Because like my parents don't understand English very well, so like they have no idea what I'm saying on stage. It's good and bad.
They see the reaction of the crowd probably. And
Yeah, she's doing well. Yeah.
Does it translate your bit? Does it translate into Japanese very, very well?
Some jokes work and some jokes don't work at all. Like because we have very different sense of humor. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned you had somebody coming to see your show at the Biltmore. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. Yeah. I just invited to do a showcase set for JFL.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So just for laughs in Montreal.
Yeah.
So they're going to come check out your show. Well,
Yeah.
congrats, and I'm sure you'll do well, and I'm
thank
sure
you.
we'll see you on the TV pretty soon.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Me too. It was so much fun. Yeah. あなたのストーリーは何ですか? Vancouver, our city, our stories.
Thank you so much for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe, and ding that bell, and you'll get all our notifications when we post a new video.